All right, hey everybody, thank you so much for joining the Mom Momentum Challenge. I am super excited that you're here with me. We're gonna do a great, not easy, but perfect for beginner flow, kind of a mixture of everything between some mobility, Pilates, some strength training, and some cardio. Now, once again, the only thing that you need is a mat. You can also put down towels if you don't have a mat. You don't need anything but your body weight. And we're gonna get ready to go. So normally if you guys have watched any of my videos, I usually work out in bare feet, but I'm not going to today. So if you wanna be in bare feet, that's fine. I'm actually gonna wear my shoes just because of the location where I'm at today. So we're gonna start with some either regular jumping jacks or modified jumping jacks. So a modified jumping jack means that it's low impact. Okay, so it's really great for postpartum, or if you're getting through any sort of injury recovery, or if you have really bad leakage, like a weak pelvic floor. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the modified version. I'm gonna stay at the modified version with you guys, but if you want to advance to a real jumping jack, you're more than welcome to. We're gonna do about 20 of them per side because we're gonna be doing one at a time. What I really want to see you guys do in these jumping jacks though is long arms, okay? So long arms like that. A lot of people will shorten up their jumping jacks and then you're not getting the strength part of the arm and the warm up of the shoulders along with it. So we're gonna get started. You're gonna step out to the side with your right arm or your right foot. Both arms are gonna go up overhead and then you come back into the middle. When you come down into the middle, I actually want you to squeeze in towards the midline, okay? So you're squeezing your hands towards your thighs. You're drawing your belly button up and in, and you're kind of squeezing those inner thighs together, okay? So we have multiple things going on here. You're going out and you're coming in. All right, so let's start going, alternating each side. So step out, squeeze in, step out, squeeze in. Now I'm gonna start to pick up the pace just a little bit, but you just find a pace that works well for you, okay? So the more advanced you are, the faster you can get. But if you need to just take it a little bit slow, take your time, going one at a time, that's fine. You just want to make sure you're reaching and squeezing. So it's a reach, squeeze, reach, squeeze. That squeeze towards the midline is one that gets a little bit harder to do sometimes. All right, we're going to do 5, 4, your pace, 3, 2, one more each side. Good. All right, we're going to come down to the floor and start to do some mobility. So come into tabletop, which means you're going to be on your hands and your knees. Hands are going to be directly underneath your wrists are going to be directly underneath your shoulders, and your knees are going to be directly underneath your hips. We're going to do just a simple cat-cow. We're only going to do 3 of them just to start to warm up the spine a little bit. First, you want to point your tailbone to the ceiling. Drop your belly, pull the chest forward, and take your chin and look up. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, we're going to kind of roll through the spine. So I want you to tilt your pelvis. So point your tailbone down, then scoop your belly, then send your rib cage to the ceiling, and then tuck your chin. Inhale, let everything drop and look up. Exhale, tilt, scoop, tuck your chin. One more time, look up, big breath, and then tilt, scoop, tuck the chin. All right, now move those hands in front of you just a little bit. Draw those shoulders down out of the ears, and we're gonna do hip circles. These feel really good on the back and the pelvis. So I want you to pretend like you've got a pencil coming out of your belly button, and you're gonna draw a big circle on the ground. So you're gonna take your hips to the right, take your pelvis forward, hips forward, draw that lower belly in, take the hips to the left, over your heels, to the right, forward, left, over the heels. Keep going with that big circle. Keep the shoulders drawn away from the ears, so tuck your shoulder blades in towards your back pockets and make sure you are scooping that belly button up and in when you draw the hips forward so you're not dumping into your lower back. Let's do one more this direction. Good, then change direction. So left, forward, right, towards the heels. Left, forward, right, towards the heels. Once again, check in with those shoulders. And just make sure that your rib cage is not just flaring open right now. Kind of pull it in tight like you're trying to hug your lungs with your ribs. Hug your heart with your ribs. Okay, let's go one more to the left, forward, side, and then back. Good. Now just come back into that normal tabletop position. You're going to take those hands underneath your shoulders. I want you to bring your your right fingertips right behind your right ear. I want you to take your gaze up to the ceiling and try to point that elbow to the ceiling best you can. Then you're gonna bring that gaze underneath your left arm. Take the elbow underneath your left arm. Now we're gonna inhale this time as we come up. Exhale as we go under. One more time, inhale as you come up. Exhale as you come under. Good, we're gonna do that on the other side. This is really great for the thoracic spine, which is around the shoulder blades, which tends to get really tight and stiff for moms because we go forward a lot with nursing and everything that we do with our kids, diaper changing. All right, so fingertips behind the left ear. Take your gaze up and try to point that elbow to the ceiling as much as you can, and then drop that elbow underneath your armpit and look to the right. Arm goes up, exhale, underneath. One more time, arm goes up, exhale, underneath. Good. All right, so you can always do more of those if you like. I'm just doing that quick mobility here. All right, step your right foot forward to the outside of that right hand. Now you can just stay here if this is really tight or uncomfortable for you. You can always place your hands on a blanket or a book or something if this low hands to the floor is too much on the hips, but try to get this big stretch right here. You should feel it underneath the right side and in front on the left side. All right, now press back and get that stretch down the hamstring of that right leg. You are going to notice that this is going to affect your balance just a little bit, so you can always place books right here if you need something to hold on to, or do this stretch by a wall, a bed, or a chair. All right, take it forward one more time. Try to pull the chest forward and up, like you're shining your heart forward. And then press back, frame that leg, big stretch again. Okay, switch into the other side. So step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. This is called a runner's stretch right here. So you're dropping your hips forward and down. You're trying to keep the chest kind of lifted forward just a little bit. So once again, stretch on the underside of the left side, front of that right side. That belly button is still kind of drawn up and in. And if it's too much to have your hands this low to the floor, you can always prop yourself up. All right, press back, find that hamstring stretch on that left leg. Try to enjoy that stretch here. Kind of square off those hips a little bit so you can always draw the left hip back and right hip forward just a little bit. All right, one more time, take it forward, lift that chest, drop those hips. Should feel really, really good. And then press back, hamstring stretch. Good, all right. So we're gonna get into some of our Pilates moves now. We're gonna start on the ground, on your side. Okay, so on the ground, on your side. My little notes here. All right, on the ground, on your side. So there's two different ways that you can prop yourself up. You can either go all the way down to the floor and lay on your forearm, or you can place your top of your arm to the floor and place your head on your hand. This is the most comfortable position for me, but a lot of people do like to lay down on their forearm. So I want you to extend those legs nice and long, stack them on top of each other like this. Now, when you're in this position, you still want to be drawing your belly button up and in, almost like you're trying to lift your waistline away from the floor. So for your left waistline, it's like you're trying to lift it away from the floor. We're just going to lift and lower that top leg. I want you to press the bottom leg down into the floor, and you can take this top hand and press it into the floor too. Lift and then lower. Lift and then lower. You want to try to keep the toes pointing forward. Try not to let them kick up to the ceiling, because notice if I kick my toes up to the ceiling, how much further I can come. But if I keep my toes pointing forward, that's as far as I can come. So you should feel it right here to the outside of the thigh, and you should definitely feel the abdominals working to control your pelvis so your pelvis isn't moving around all over the place. Give me two more on this side. One more on this side. Good, now bend both knees. Hips stay stacked right on top of each other. I want you to lift that top leg. We're gonna do like a rainbow with our knee bent. So I want you to think about if you had a ball right here, going up and over the ball. So you're gonna touch your knee to your knee. Then you're gonna go up and over the ball, touch your toe to your toe. Up and over, knee to knee, up and over, toe to toe. Up and over, knee to knee, up and over, toe to toe. So it's like a clamshell version of rainbow. So you're taking that leg up and over, up and over. You're still drawing that belly button in. What I love about sideline exercises for Pilates is you actually get a lot of core work along with the thigh and booty work. So this one should burn pretty quickly. If you're like, holy cow, I already feel this, that's totally normal. Let's do 3, 2, 1 more each direction. Good, now extend those legs nice and long and then bring them in front of you just a little bit. So you're in the shape of a banana. You have a slight curve to your body. That belly button is still in. I'm gonna give you 2 options for inner thighs here. 1, I always want your hand down on the floor because that's gonna help brace you, so don't feel like this is cheating at all, okay? This is actually gonna help the core get a little bit more involved if you keep that hand to the floor. You can lift both legs at the same time, like that, or you can lift one leg, lift the lower leg, lower them both together. That's the version that I'm gonna be doing, and we're gonna be doing 10 of them. So I'm gonna do lift, lift, lower, and listen, if your lift is only that high, that is totally fine. I want you to find the version that works well and then challenges you. So exhale and lift. 4 more. 4, up, up, lower, up, up, lower. 2, last one, 1. Nice job. All right, we're gonna flip over onto the other side. And repeat all of those over here on the other side. So long body first. Everything is lined up. Head is on the forearm or on the hand here. Draw that lower belly in. Draw the right waistline now away from the floor. So that core is constantly pulling up and in to help support you here. Bottom leg is pushing down onto the floor. Top leg is lifting and lowering. It is slow and controlled. The top hand is on the floor also to help support you, okay? It is not cheating. Use that top hand to get that core involved. Remember, you want your toes pointing slightly forward or even maybe slightly down. You don't want them turned up towards the ceiling. So you're kind of leading with your ankle towards the ceiling, not your toes. Slow and controlled. The slower you go, really the harder this exercise is going to be. Give me 3, 2, last one. Now bend the knees. We're gonna come into those clamshell rainbows. So both knees are bent, hips are stacked, belly is in, lift that top leg. You've got that imaginary ball right here. You're gonna take your knee to your knee, up and over, toe to toe, up and over, knee to knee, up and over, toe to toe. Now as I do this, I'm trying not to let the rest of my body sway around or let my hips drop forward or back. It's just this thigh bone here that's moving around in that hip socket, getting that glute and those thighs to work. This one, once again, is always that butt burner where you're like, holy cow, how does it burn so bad? Feel the burn, baby, feel the burn. Good, give me 3, 2, last one. Good, extend those legs long, but bring them in front of you a little bit so you have that banana shape to your body. You have those 2 different options for the inner thigh. You can lift and lower them together, okay, which is really the hardest version, or you can lift, lift, lower, lift, lift, lower. We're gonna do 10 of them. Remember, if your lift is right here, that is okay. That's where you're gonna start. The stronger you get, the higher you're gonna be able to get. Remember, use that top hand, brace it on the ground so you can help get that core involved. Give me 4, 3, 2, last one. Good. All right. Come over onto your back. So we're going to go into a bridge position here. Okay, so the feet are flat. So to know if you're in the right position for bridge, you can extend your arms long by your side, pull your heels back until you can kind of just brush your fingertips along it. That's usually a good position for doing bridge. So the arms are long by your sides. Really press your hands and your forearms down into the floor. Roll the shoulders down and back. And what I want you to do here is focus on keeping these ribs stitched in together and pressing down towards the floor. So when you roll up into your bridge, you are more of a straight line, not lifting the chest and popping the ribs up to the ceiling like this, okay? So these guys are stitching in right here. That helps draw the lower belly up and in and get this whole deep core to work together. If you flare your ribs, your core is not going to work properly, and it's not going to get as strong as you want it to get, as quickly as you want it to get. So, arms long down by your side, take a deep inhale. As you exhale, we're going to draw that belly up and in and press the hips to the ceiling. Really squeeze the glutes. Pretend like you have a ball in between your knees and you're energetically squeezing it. That doesn't mean the thighs actually touch. That just means you're pushing them towards each other without actually touching them. Lower back down. We're going to do 15 of these here. Deep inhale, exhale. That breath is super important. That's what's going to help get that pelvic floor to work properly. Make sure your feet are pretty even on the floor too. You're not too much to the heels or too much to the toes. You want to press pretty evenly for the foot, maybe slightly towards the heels. For 5, 2. On this next one, take it up to the top and hold it. Get those glutes and those hamstrings firing. Pull that belly up and in. We're going to do little pulses at the top here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, 1. Hold it at the top. Squeeze as hard as you can. Squeeze those inner thighs. Pull that belly button up and in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower back down. You should really feel those glutes firing and those hamstrings firing for that one. All right, we're going to do some core work now. I'm going to give you some different options depending on your ability, especially if you're pretty close to being postpartum or if you have some really bad diastasis. I want you to stick with the easier version, even if you feel like you can do the harder version. First version is heel drag. So you're going to draw that belly button up and in, and as you do that, I want you to feel like your whole lower back is being pressed down to the floor. Now, a lot of instructors will give the cue of just pressing your backbone to the floor or pressing your belly button straight into your spine. I don't want you guys to think about that. I want you to think about zipping up from your pubic bone to your belly button to the rib cage. So if your belly button is coming down and up like that to press the lower back to the floor, okay? The lower back does need to be flat, but find that up and in. You're going to drag your heel out and then drag your heel back in. Drag your heel out, drag your heel back in. And the breath is important for that one. So you're going to inhale out, exhale in. Inhale out, exhale in. I've always liked to put my hands on my stomach so I can feel what it's doing. You want to make sure that your stomach is coming away from your hands. A lot of people will start to press out with their belly. That means that belly is not contracting properly. You want to feel that belly come up and in. So another good way to do that is pretending like you're blowing out a candle or blowing up a balloon. So it's try blowing up a balloon and pushing your belly out and tell me how it goes because it won't work. All right, option number 2, heel taps, marching. Take those legs up. You're going to inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. The same rules apply. You draw that belly button up and in. You keep the lower back flat against the floor. We're going to do 10 on each side. Pick your version and go. We're halfway. That breath is important. For 3, 2, last one, last one. Good. Put down one foot at a time if both feet are up. All right, come into butterfly position. So feet are together, soles of the feet together, knees are open wide. If you're having problems with a weak core, diastasis, if you're very close to being postpartum, bring the hands behind the head, roll head, neck, and shoulders up. And all I want you to do is sit here and hold this and work on your breath. So you're coming up and over, okay? So you're not just crunching your head forward. I want you to think about coming up and over. Look at that belly. Look at your belly. See what it is doing. Is it doming? Is it doing weird wavy things? You want to try to make that belly as flat, pulling down as you can, and just hold it there with support on your neck. If you can advance it a little bit, bring your hands together, find your Charlie's Angels fingers, and we're going to do 10 pulses here. So whether you're holding or pulsing, it's 10 full breaths. If you're pulsing up, you are blowing out a candle. If you're just working on your breath, you're blowing out a candle. We're doing 10. 7. Last one. 10. Good. Bring it all the way down. Nice job, ladies. Come all the way over. We're going to do modified side plank here. Okay. So we're going to go. We're going into a modified side plank, but this is the easiest way to get you into this next position. Start in tabletop, and then take your back arm, so the arm that is farthest away from me, and bring your forearm down to the floor, and then kickstand that backhand back. So you guys should be facing me and mirroring me. Yes, so the bottom knee is bent, top leg is long, and you're on your forearm on this bottom arm. Top arm can just go right on top of that bottom hand. So it's kind of an awkward position. That's why you have to start in that other position. So I will warn you now, this leg that's on the floor, this booty cheek is really going to start to burn, just to forewarn you. All right, so this top leg, lift it up off the floor. You're going to bring it forward and tap it to the floor, and then you're going to reach it up and back. Forward and down, up and back. As you do that, you're trying to use your core to help support your pelvis so you're not rocking and rolling all over the place. So try to keep this part of your body still, and the only part that's moving is your leg. We're going to do 10 of them. So tap, lift, tap, lift, tap, lift, tap, lift. Halfway. For 3 and 2. Last one. Good. Bring it forward and bring it back in. Okay, we're going to stay in that side plank position, but this time go onto your hand, so you're going to be facing me. Go onto your hand and facing me. So that bottom knee is still on the floor, but now the hand is on the floor instead of the forearm. You're going to bring your top hand behind your ear. Lift that top leg. We're going to do an oblique crunch here. So you're trying to get this side that's facing the floor, so it should be your guys' left side, away from the floor as much as you can. So you're reaching really long through your spine as you start. And then you're going to bring your elbow to your knee and then extend nice and long. If you want to add on to this, you're going to bring that top hand up so the arm moves along with the hand. Or you can stay with your hand right here behind your ear and just make it a little bit smaller. Try to keep this leg lifted as much as you can. That's going to make it a little bit more challenging. We're going to do 10 of them here. So exhale and bring it in. If this is too much for you to move, you can always just hold the side plank. 2, last one. Good, nice job. Okay, now we gotta get to that awkward position on the other side. So turn around, come into tabletop position, bring the back arm, so the arm that's farthest away from me, that forearm to the floor, kickstand that back knee back, that back leg back, and then you're into the right position here. All right, so stack that top hand on top of the bottom hand, bring that top foot forward, touch the floor. We're doing 10 of these here. Remember, try not to let yourself sink to the floor. Push the floor away from you with that bottom elbow and that bottom knee. Pull that lower belly up and in. We're doing 10 lifts here. So tap, lift, tap, lift. Remember, your goal here is try not to let the rest of the body move. You're trying to stay nice and still. Halfway. For 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Bring it down. Stay on that side. We're just coming up onto our hand now. We're coming into that oblique crunch position again. So options for you here. You can just bring the hand behind your ear and do little oblique crunches, or you can bring that arm along and find that long oblique crunch, which just makes it a little bit more challenging. Remember, you're trying to keep everything away from the floor, and it's like you're in between two planes of glass, really. So you're trying to stay long through that spine. We're doing 10 of them here for 10. Keep that leg up as high as you can. That's going to make it more challenging. Find that breath. That breath is super important for 3. Last one. 1. Good job. Okay, come all the way down onto your belly. This will kind of be a nice break in between all that for a second. We're going to go into some swimmers here. So if you are newly postpartum, or if you haven't done anything for a while, I just want you to slowly lift one leg and arm at a time. So you're doing opposite an arm and opposite leg. Just slowly reach them up and out. Now, as you're doing this, I want you to think about reaching long towards opposite wall. So reach long and lift, and you're also trying to lift your belly away from the floor the whole time. Now, my advanced people, we're gonna lift everything up, and we're gonna paddle our shoulders and our hips, pulling our belly button in for the count of 10. If you're going one at a time, just start with us. If you're paddling with me, just start for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all the way down. Good. Press back into a child's pose position. Just stretch that back out for a second. Big breath. We're coming into our strength portion of the workout. So we're going to get into some upper body here. I'm going to give you guys some options for push-ups. You can do push-ups from your knees in this tabletop position. I am totally fine with that. You just want to make sure that you're drawing that belly button up and in like we have talked about the whole time. Send those elbows back towards your rib cage and then press the floor away from you, okay? So here's your option. These right here are amazing for postpartum because you're going to get some great arm strength in there, but you're taking a lot of the instability of the core out of the equation. So you guys can start from right there. If you want to add on to them just a little bit, you can bring those knees back a little, bring the hands forward a little, drop the hips forward. So you're more here in this position, drawing that lower belly up and in. You can go here like that. Okay, so I'm going to go into my knees position like this with you guys, and you can keep in that tabletop position too if you want, and we're doing 10 push-ups. Try to keep your fingers spread nice and wide, those shoulders down away from those ears. Find your shoulder blades to squeeze towards your back pockets. Hug your armpits on towards your rib cage as we press the floor away from you so you can get the shoulders and the upper back and the triceps to work and not so much into the neck and the lower back. Make sure you're breathing. Give me 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Good. All right, last strength exercise from the floor, and then we're gonna stand up. So we've got some dips here. And give you guys some options for the dips also. So on your booty, fingertips are going to be facing towards your booty like this. You can lift those hips up and you can go down with the hips, up with the hips, and then bend and straighten the elbows. That's going to give your arms just a little bit of a break. Bend, straighten the elbows. So down, up, bend, straighten. If you want to advance it a little bit, you're just going to bend and straighten those elbows, keeping those hips as high as you possibly can the whole time, like this. Just down down. All right, so wherever you're at, we're going to do 10 of them. Just keep up the pace with me as best you can. If you only get 8 out, that is totally fine. Here we go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1, and bring it all the way down. Whew, shake out those wrists. Those are always like surprisingly really hard for dips on the floor. All right, we are standing up. We are going into our standing position. So we're going to start with just some regular, normal, actually we're doing sumo squats and not quite normal squats. So your feet are going to be a little bit wider than hip distance apart. So I'm going to turn a little bit sideways here for you guys. The toes are slightly turned out, okay? You're not in a plie squat. Plie squat is where your toes and your knees are completely turned out. So just slightly turn those toes and knees out. I want you to bring your hands right here to your heart. I want you to pretend like you're holding a ball right here in front of your heart. And to go down in the sumo squat, I want you to initiate from the hips. So I want you to reach your butt back like you're about to close a car door with your butt. And as you take your butt back, your knees start to follow. So that way you can drop those hips low and those knees can open up, and you're trying to get your elbows towards your thighs, okay? So the elbows are coming down towards the thighs, and then you press through those feet to stand back up. When you stand back up, I want you to pretend like you've got 2 paper towels underneath your feet, and you're pushing them down and trying to separate your feet like that. And then you're squeezing the quads and the glutes at the top without letting those hips like thrust forward, because that's really not good for your core at all. So let's get started. We're gonna do 10 of them. I know that's a lot to think about, but I'm just gonna kind of give you some little tidbits as we go. So inhale, take it down as low as you can. If you can't get as low as me, that's okay. Press, stand back up. Inhale, take it down. Okay, this ball right here helps keep that idea of keeping your chest high. Squeeze, press back up. So down, separate those paper towels. Hinge at the hips, knees follow. Separate those paper towels and stand tall. Try to touch your head to the ceiling. Inhale, take it down, squeeze, press back up. Inhale, take it down, squeeze, press back up. So it's like you're trying to eat your shorts with your butt cheeks and not thrust the hips forward, because that's what a lot of people do is they come up and they do this at the very top. So just squeeze the belly, squeeze the glutes. Give me 3, 2, last one, all the way back up. All right, good. All right, come to the side of your mat, all the way to the edge of your mat. Feet are together to start, and I want you to squat down like you're trying to sit in a chair. It's almost like a chair position in yoga. So bring those hands down in front of you. I want you to pretend like you're holding 2 super heavy soup cans, okay? Heavy soup cans in your arms. You're gonna take a step out, lift your soup cans, step in, lower your soup cans. So step out and in, out and in, and then go back the other direction, out and in. You're trying to stay low the whole time, and you're getting your arms and your legs to follow each other. So you open and close, open and close. Now, you really want to resist, 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 resist. You can imagine if you do this exercise with even just 2 to 5 pounds, those arms get really super heavy, like super fast. So, resist, resist. We're gonna do 2 more rounds. 1 to the left or to the right for you guys, and rounds here. So we're gonna go a couple times. I know my shoulders are starting to feel it. Now, if you're just flinging your arms up and down, you're not really gonna feel those shoulders working. But if you concentrate on lifting and squeezing down, you're really gonna start to feel that upper body work. This is how you strengthen the upper body with no weights. All right, good. All right. We have knee drivers, okay? So we're going into some of our cardio here. All right, so just mirror me here. You're gonna take your right foot back, bring your arms up overhead. So your left leg is your stabilizer here, okay? Left leg is your stabilizer. Bring those arms up overhead. We're gonna do 10 on each side. You're gonna exhale as you bring your knee towards your hands, then inhale as you come back out. We're trying to do 10 as fast as we can, okay? So it is gonna require a little bit of balance. So just do what you can. If you're at 8, when I'm done with 10, that is totally fine. The stronger you get, the more you're gonna be able to do. Take a deep inhale. We're gonna do 10 of these in a row. So 10. 5, 3, 2, 1. Good, switching sides. So now that right leg is the stabilizer. The left leg is stepping back. The arms are coming up. Take a deep inhale. A lot of great core work coming with this one. 10 in a row. Go for 10. 5, 2, 1. Good. All right. Options for this next one. We've got a little bit, one more arm strengthening exercise. You can just stay tall and do the arm portion of it, or you can squat down and do the arm portion of it too if you want to get the core and the legs involved just a little bit more. So I'm gonna squat down while I do this one. Not super low, but just get those legs working. Take those arms up and out to the side. Draw those shoulders down away from those ears. Find that zipping up and in. Pull the rib cage in. Okay, so it's like a big corset wrapping around the midline. Shoulders down, arms out. Super strong arms, like you're trying to flex your muscles right here and touch opposite walls. We're gonna do pumps going down, so pump down. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it up, palms are still facing down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. Now go up and down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Palms face up and down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Palms face forward, pump it back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pump it forward. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pump it forward and back, but slow. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the elbows, squeeze the forearms together, open up, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Squeeze, squeeze. Try not to let your chest or your ribs flare when you pull back. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Keep those shoulders tucked towards your back pockets. Keep the tips of your shoulders away from your earlobes. Belly button up and in. 3, 2, last one. Arms back up out to the side, palms face down, circles forward for 10, 9, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Circles back for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms down, roll the shoulders out. One more super fun exercise here. This is a little bit of cardio mixed with strength. So we could do like a kickboxing move here. So you're gonna start with your left leg. You're gonna kick your left leg, and then you're gonna punch with your right arm, right arm. So whichever leg is kicking, the opposite arm punches first, and you do 3 punches, okay? We're gonna stay on one side. We're not gonna alternate to confuse anybody, so we're gonna do 10 on one side. Ready? So you're gonna do kick, punch, punch, punch. Now when you punch, use that core to turn and punch, okay? So the whole body turns, punch, punch, punch. Turn, kick, punch, punch, punch. Okay, now we'll get started. Go. For 10, 9, 8, 7, punch, punch, punch. 6, punch, punch, punch. 4, 3, pull that core in. 2, last one. Punch, punch, punch. Okay, I love that one. Other side, so the leg's gonna lift, kick it, opposite arm, punch, punch. It's 3 times. So it's kick, turn the body, punch, punch. Okay, so you get that core to help turn that body here. It's also super important if you're postpartum too, to make sure that those hips are following so you don't twist too much through that core. All right, 10, here we go. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. All right, good. Now just run in place for a second. Take those arms up. Big belly into your, or big belly, big breath into your belly. One more time. Good, come back down onto the floor with me. This will feel really, really good. All right, bring your left leg out, right leg in. So you're in this like corkscrew position, I think is what we called it. Can opener when we dove into the pool when we were little. All right, so take your hand to your foot, best you can. Okay, you might only be reaching towards your shin, but that's okay. Just go as far down as you can. Keep your chest towards me, okay? So try not to let your chest turn towards your leg yet. Chest towards me. Arm goes down, bring the arm up and over. So it's like you're trying to take your gaze and your chest to the ceiling as you come up and over. Big breath. Good, come back up. Now turn that chest. Grab with your opposite arm towards that leg as down as you possibly can. Get that big stretch down the lower back of the opposite side. Great for those tight mommy backs. Big breath into the lower back. Good, switching sides. Okay, so right leg out, left leg in. Right hand goes towards the foot, wherever you can grab the lowest. Deep inhale as you come up and over. Remember, the chest and the gaze are going up to the ceiling, so you're trying to keep your chest towards me as best you can. One more big breath. Breathe into that rib cage that's facing the ceiling, like you're ballooning it up. Exhale, come back up. Now turn your chest to face that leg. Reach down as far as you can. Get that stretch down the hamstring and the lower back of the left side. It's left lower back, right hamstring. I'm using my other hand to kind of help push me forward and brace me. Normally I can reach my toes. There we go. One more breath. Good. All right, my dears. You guys are all done with your first workout of the Momentum Challenge. I'm super proud of you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Take a look at the library. Do all of the workouts that you want. Let me know what help you need. Join the community. Talk to other moms like you, and I'm super excited you're here. Thank you, and you got this.